Watch the daily routine in a typical high-end zip code. You see the $500,000 driveway and the luxury SUV. Then you see a 10-year-old sedan parking here, in front of a house that hasn't been renovated in a decade. The driver of that luxury SUV often carries a mortgage and a revolving credit line that consumes 90% of their monthly take-home pay. Meanwhile, the person in the 10-year-old sedan is likely sitting on a 7-figure brokerage account that generates more in annual interest than most people earn in a year. Most people optimize their lives to look successful, but the math is unforgiving. Every dollar spent on the appearance of wealth is a dollar that cannot be used to actually build it. Think of income as the water flowing through a pipe. If that pipe has no end cap, the water simply continues downstream into someone else's pocket. Wealth is the reservoir you create when you choose to trap that flow and keep it for yourself. Society rewards the performance of wealth, but that performance acts as a financial vacuum. Acting rich serves as the primary mechanism that keeps high earners struggling to stay afloat. Many high-income earners fall into a psychological trap where their job title dictates their spending. They believe being a doctor or a partner at a firm requires a specific set of high-status props to prove they belong. This leads to lifestyle inflation. As their salary climbs, they instantly scale their overhead to match. A raise at work becomes a larger car payment or a membership at a more exclusive club, leaving their actual net worth unchanged. This chart tracks a typical high earner over a decade. While the income line climbs aggressively, net worth stays pinned to zero. Outflow mirrors inflow perfectly. Red arrows show money bleeding out at every peak, forcing them to maintain the stressful lifestyle keeping them broke. Self-made millionaires use a different strategy. They intentionally live significantly below their means, regardless of how much their income grows. This approach reframes frugality. It is an offensive financial superpower, the ability to generate a massive surplus of capital that can be deployed into assets. This comparison shows the long-term result. After 20 years, the moderate income earner who kept 20% of their pay has built a fortress of capital. The high earner who spent everything has nothing but a garage full of depreciating assets. Frugality functions as a mathematical shield. It defends your capital against a consumer culture specifically engineered to drain every dollar you earn. When you successfully trap your money, you move past the saving phase. You begin the process of multiplying your wealth. The fake rich use their capital to purchase status validation from strangers. The real rich use that same capital to purchase something far more valuable, their own time. Watch capital multiply. Early, consistent investments trigger a snowball effect, generating more income than active labor. This secondary line reveals the cost of starting a decade late to fund a luxury lifestyle. The gap is the literal cost of looking rich. You never catch up. Every luxury purchase made today is a direct trade for future freedom. You are exchanging years of your life for objects that will eventually end up in a landfill. Money achieves its highest utility when it buys back your time and your autonomy. These are the only assets that never depreciate. The reality of the millionaire next door is surprisingly quiet. There are no flashbulbs, no logos, and no obvious indicators of success. True wealth is almost entirely invisible. It exists in brokerage balances, business equity, and the absence of financial stress. You cannot see it in a driveway or on a wrist. Because this wealth is built through behavior rather than a one-time windfall, it is fragile. A single generation that values status over discipline can dismantle decades of progress in a few years. This makes the final step of the wealth cycle essential. You must explicitly teach the mechanics of invisible wealth to those who will inherit it. Success requires teaching the next generation to spot the difference between the noise of looking rich and the quiet reality of actually being rich. Stop performing for an audience that doesn't care about your future. Embrace the boring math of the millionaire next door. Sacrificing your immediate status is the only reliable path to permanent financial freedom.